All right, we're live. How about that?
Hey.
We're here for a doubleheader tonight. Are you ready for this? The doubleheader of Ascent with our amazing guest, Veronica Shire, coming to you all the way, or maybe close, all the way from British Columbia in Canada. Welcome tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really excited about this.
I'm excited to have you, and people are going to be a lot more excited, especially as we start to unpack the massive value that you're going to bring to this show tonight. I'm so excited to go through this with you.
It's my goal.
Absolutely. So Veronica is a mindset and life coach. She owns a business called Thrive Life Coaching, correct?
Yep. Thrive Life Coaching. Yep.
Yeah. You've been doing this for several years now.
Yeah. Almost 2.5. Yeah.
2.5 years.
Officially. I unofficially coached for several years before that, and then I thought I should probably get paid for this.
Yeah. Get paid for doing what you love. What a concept.
Right? Mind-blowing.
So I want to go through time a little bit tonight, and then I want to get into now. And there's a bunch of stuff we're going to bring up about what you're doing right now with your audience, how you're serving in the marketplace, and even some really important things that I'm excited for you to share that really everyone can benefit from as we go through this global experience that's happening right now. So
yeah, it's a lot.
It is a lot. It is a lot. So let's start with pre-2.5 years ago. What were you doing before you did this?
Well, like I said, I've been coaching for longer than that, but prior to that, 5 years ago, I quit my previous career of working as an educational assistant, working with special needs kids in an elementary school.
Okay.
Which I absolutely loved. And due to some health stuff, it just was time to move on to something different and create a career that I can set my own schedule and my own hours and working environment. And yeah, so I'm always around people though. It's all about the people.
Absolutely. I'm just sharing you on a couple feeds real quick, if you don't mind.
I mean, yes, please.
Yeah, I want people to listen to this tonight.
Nice. Yeah. I appreciate that.
You were in education.
Yeah. I come from a long line of educators. They're all lots of college professors and really, really smart people. I'm smart. I'm not PhD astrophysics like my cousin smart, but so I ended up in education in a different way, and did that for 8 years, which was an incredible experience. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that time. And yeah.
So that jump, I mean, it's never easy for anybody.
No.
I've never heard a person say, "Oh, it was the easiest thing in the world."
Entrepreneurship is a breeze.
Yeah, of course. So what made you finally say, enough is enough, I'm doing this?
So enough is enough, I'm doing this. It really actually came down to health. I have a physical disability that I was born with. And working a 40-hour work week with individuals who don't understand physical limitations and that weren't accommodating to that, my health took a huge dive. And at the time I would have been 28, 29 years old and realized I still had a long life to live, and I was wrecking my body really quick just going to work. And so it just felt like, okay, I got to make the move for my physical health. And yeah, so I didn't necessarily jump into it just because I wanted to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's important, right? I mean, there's so many reasons why you have to make those changes in your life.
Yeah.
And the good news is that we live in a world today where you can do that. You can build a virtual online business.
Right? Thank the Lord.
So what led you to go down the path of choosing your focus as it is, your discipline as it is today, mindset and life coaching? How did you arrive? And I don't want to go into that more. What do you actually focus on?
Yeah. So I actually, it's a long story. I'll keep it short,
Okay.
but I was in a really dark place for a really long time. And a lot of that was during while I was working at the school. And the school going to work was actually the one thing that I got out of bed for. And I was dealing with depression and anxiety and grief over the loss of my father years earlier. And I was a mess, and I was working at the school actually, and I spring break was coming up, and my colleagues were talking about the vacations they were going to take, and I wasn't able to afford that at the time. And so all of a sudden I had this thought in my head of, oh my gosh, I'm going to have 2 weeks off work. I'm not going to get out of bed. I'm not going to do anything. That's terrifying. And I had experienced times like that prior. And so I called up my old college girlfriend and roommate and said, I'm coming to stay at your house for 2 weeks. You don't need to take care of me. You don't need to entertain me. She had just had a baby and was really busy. I said, don't clean the house for me. I don't need any of that. I just need a bed. I need to get out of town and do something. And so on that trip, I actually heard about life coaching. I hired a life coach. I then talked to him for 6 weeks, and it completely changed my life. And that was 8 years ago. And so I made this transition, and then I was living that life out. And then other people saw the transition in me and then were asking me for advice and asking me, how did you, like, what happened? Because they saw it was so drastic. And so it just, then when I needed a new career, when I needed to do something entrepreneurial for myself, small business, it was the obvious answer.
That's awesome. And you've built and I mean I think that's a common thing that a lot of us share with our story, right? Is our story of what we had to go through was a foundational important piece that was required for us to then lead and share and help others in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I think when it's something you've dealt with, it's something that is from your heart, that you know and you understand and you breathe that, it comes across more authentic. It comes and just more genuine and passionate and real and easy. It's easier in a way because you've lived it, you've done it.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, and you're being called to that, right? You're being used for that purpose. You've experienced it, and you know how to help others, which is what's so cool about all the different varieties and areas of coaching out there. But so for Thrive, what do you exactly do with your clients? How do you help people?
Mm-hmm. So just like my story where I was just living day to day, that's what I call the survive. I was, my head was above water. I was alive, but I wasn't moving forward. None of my dream. I had all these thoughts of dreams that I had and goals that I was like, that would be a really cool thing to do. That would be something I'm interested in. But I wasn't moving. I was making no moves towards that. I was just stuck in surviving. And so that's what I do with my clients. My clients come to me because they are stuck, whether it's I'm stuck in this job, I feel I'm stuck in this relationship situation, whether it's mental illness. I deal with a lot of clients with depression and anxiety, panic attacks, who just feel stuck in their situation due to circumstances that aren't in their control necessarily. And we work on taking those things that you can't control and then using them and making moves that we can control to make them not an obstacle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been talking about this a lot lately. It is what we're all going through, right? And the reality is, I don't think anyone would raise their hand right now and say, I want to be in the exact same place today and 3 months from now.
Right?
Right.
But so many of us are doing that.
Right. And it's going to be here before we know it. What, today is May 14th, so June, July, August 14th, right? 3 months. Summer will be over.
Yep.
And it'll come like that.
Yeah. And lots of people are saying, I hear over and over, it's like with the pandemic, it's like we're doing Groundhog's Day, right? It's the Groundhog's like a movie where we're just, every day looks the same and we're repeating. And I've actually had a lot of conversations with people via Zoom, StreamYard, Facebook, Messenger, all the digital stuff, virtual meetings. And so many people, they see my smile and they're like, how's it going? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And they're like, so we're in a pandemic, like what's the deal? What? Like, and because they feel stuck in, we're in a pandemic and this is how, the media's portraying it and the news that we see and there's all this fear. And so there's this like mindset, and that's why I work on, okay, let's control what's going on in your mind, because yeah, we are, but you still can make moves in that. And
so let's get into it, right? Like, so we're here, we're in the pandemic. You're talking to people every day. They're seeing us right now. They're listening to this tomorrow, and they're looking for that little thing that can help them redirect, that can make their life better. What are some things how do you help people go through that? What are some tips or, I guess, advice of where do you start? If I'm trying to make a change today, how do I get to where I want to go tomorrow?
Right. I think the biggest thing is recognizing, yes, there are these things that are not in our control, but then there are things, but it's not necessarily changing the goal, right? Where you're trying to go. It's shifting, it's pivoting how we're going to get there, right? If I want to go on a road trip and there's construction on one of the roads, the road I normally would take, and it's closed, I don't want to cancel my trip. I still want to go. I'm just going to then plan to take a detour, right? I'm going to plan an alternate route. And so can I give you an example?
Yeah.
So April 16th was the 15-year anniversary of my father's death. And normally I get sad on that day, understandably, but I have learned over the years, I have made sure to surround myself with people I love and my friends and family. And I plan coffee dates and I have a lunch date and I go for a walk and I have this friend that I paint with and do all the things. And then a pandemic happens and I'm not allowed within 6 feet of anybody and I'm confined to my home where I live alone. And normally living alone, I quite like it because I have a quiet space to come back to. I can go out into the world as much as I want, but I have a quiet place. In a pandemic, that for the first week, I was like, okay, how do I figure? All right. But I had to pivot it and change that. I know on that day I need people, but I can't have the people with me, but I can figure it out. And so on that day, I put out a Facebook message to my friends. I tagged a few of them in particular and said, I need you to phone me. I need to hear your voice. If you don't have time for a conversation, because I like to talk, so, some of those conversations get long. I had a 3-hour conversation with my cousin, the PhD astrophysicist.
Okay.
And I said, right? Yeah. So call me. If you can't call me, you don't have time for that because you're running after your kids and all of that and navigating things, send me a voice clip on Messenger or a little video clip. And then I had a fourth option, which I can't think about I can't remember right now, but I laid it out. I was like, I need to see your face. I need to hear your voice. I love you guys. Help me out. Help a girl out who's in isolation.
Yeah.
And so it's just, it's shifting. Knowing what we need, right, is kind of the first step of I'm a huge relational person. So I know that is something I need. and then figuring out what's the detour, right? In this crisis that I'm in, how can I pivot? How can I switch it up? Because I'm not going to get my need met the way I normally would,
Right.
but I can figure out an alternative. It's my backup plan.
I love that. It's stuck in my head right now. The detour doesn't mean your trip's canceled. You just got to go a different way.
Right?
Yeah, you can still get there.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thanks.
It's positive. It's optimistic. That's what I do. So, so that's awesome. So right now, you're about to launch something, right?
I am. I'm super excited. Kind of nervous. I'm great with people. Tech. I'm learning tech. I'm doing a whole bunch of things. But I'm not letting my fear stop me because it's what I want to do. So on Monday, actually, I am launching a 29-day challenge, Facebook challenge called From Surviving to Thriving.
Okay.
Because that's what I do with all my clients anyway. That's been my trademark brand. So I have 30 guests, including myself, that will be sharing their stories daily on how they went from surviving to thriving. And just want to build up this community of people and build a space where we can come and we can share. I'm struggling with this because I think too that it's really easy to just be society. We kind of put this mask on and we're like, everything is fine and I don't have any issues, right?
Yeah.
Everything is great. And then as a person who has dealt with mental illness, I felt this, and I know people feel that. They're like, okay, everybody else seems to be coping, so I'm just gonna like pretend that I'm coping and like not say anything, and and I just know how harmful that can be, and how harmful it was for me back in the day. And because I dealt with depression and anxiety and suicidal ideations for 10 years and didn't think that life was worth living. And so I know what that space is, and I want to create a space for people to come, bare their souls, share. This pandemic has stressed me out and I've lost my way, or whatever your thing is. Come, bring it, but also be encouraged by the speakers in this community who can say, yeah, let's journey together. What are your goals? What is that dream? I use a mountain analogy because I'm surrounded by mountains here in British Columbia. I'm right in the Rocky Mountains. It's beautiful.
Oh, I love it.
So I use this analogy of, the top of the mountain. How many of us want to get to the top of the mountain? And we want to, right? Like that's the goal. And that's where we see thriving and our dreams and our goals. And we're like, one day I'm going to climb, like I'm going to make that plan and I'm going to climb that mountain. But then how many of us get stuck on the ground, just looking at the mountain? And it's like, it's the dream, but we don't actually take any actions to get there. And so I wanted to create a space. So this month-long challenge is for us to come together and say, yeah, we're going to take those actions. We're going to figure out the detour in each other's life. We're going to come alongside and encourage each other to like, let's make moves and figure out the detour and like, let's get you up the mountain.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You see, you're the perfect guest for Ascent. That's what this is about. We're ascending the mountain. Right? Seriously, that's what we're doing. And it's a big mountain, scary.
Oh, it's terrifying. And then you get to you get the idea is you get to the top of the mountain, and then you realize there's other mountains, and you're like, oh, that's not the end of the journey, right? That is a place where you can stand and you can celebrate achieving a goal, achieving what you've gone through, right? Because the climb, nobody hikes up a mountain and, well, my mom's a crazy hiker and she doesn't find climbing mountains hard, but the majority of us it's a struggle, right? And there are sketchy parts of the mountain and there's steep parts and there's muddy parts. it's a journey, and it's not a straight climb up, right? But you get to the top, and it's beautiful, and it's just this celebratory thing that you achieve something, and that's like kind of finishing a chapter in the book.
I want to talk about this. I love the imagery. It's very vivid to me right now as we're talking. I think it is for others that are listening. Good to see you, Stephanie, by the way. Thanks for jumping on. So when I think about what you're saying, is we want to get to the top. We don't know necessarily how it's going to happen, but we really, really want it. And we take that fearful step because we're not comfortable with it. It actually feels really hard, probably in some cases. Some spots seem easy, but then there's the next like stretch that's like, oh man, I got to go through that, right?
Yep.
And is that how you kind of?
That's a train, in case you're wondering.
Does that go up the mountain too?
It's not actually climbing. It's going straight through. It's not climbing a mountain. No.
Going straight through the mountain. It's cheating. That's not fair.
Yeah. But
hey,
yeah.
Bodie, good to see you.
Sorry for the distraction.
Hey, it adds flavor to the conversation. I love the imagery, right? Because I think for everybody right now, whether it's anxiety, depression, weight gain.
Yep.
I'm in that bucket. COVID-19. I don't know.
COVID-19, right?
Maybe it was LBs. I'm not sure what they were saying with that.
Right.
Or if it's business, so much impact has happened in business. You're entrenched with relationships every single day, 24/7. If you're not alone, that maybe you weren't used to. There's so much collision from this, right?
Yeah.
And then we have to kind of like assess the situation, gather each other, build camaraderie, and say we got to go up this thing.
Yep. Yeah, and it's so easy. I think, particularly with news. I don't watch the news because it's just too much for me, and I get in a negative headspace. So again, there's little tip. If you know that you go negative really quick, then stay away from the negative stuff. But yeah, it's an intentional daily push, right? To say, maybe I was climbing the mountain and then COVID hit and I kind of, hit a little mudslide and I'm a few feet down or a kilometer down, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But recognizing I can get back up. And I think that's where surviving turns to thriving. Thriving isn't actually that you've like hit the top of the mountain and you've survived, like that you've achieved whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. It is when you are able to recognize that stuff has happened and you're able to pick yourself up and go, okay, brush yourself off. That it's reality, right?
Yeah.
We're all living in this world. Can we keep going?
Yeah. I think I want to add one more element to this story of the imagery, and that is when you wake up each day and you have that push, you are not allowed to stay back where you were the night before. Like it's like the mountains like disappearing. You can't go backwards. You have to just go. You can't sit in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. But I think one thing that we've hit on tonight through this conversation, and we had one just earlier tonight with somebody else, but you're starting to really realize what's important to you. What are you living for? What are you fighting for? What do you stand for? And what is that thing? I mean, in some cases, I want to hear your opinion on this. Mm-hmm. Is maybe what are you pissed about? Like what gets you fired up?
Totally.
I am angry with a good anger, right?
Yeah.
Say I demand more for my life and my impact and for whatever it is that you are fighting for. with fierceness almost. You're saying, I will not let this beat me anymore. I'm gonna win.
Yeah. For me, I was blessed with an incredible dad. He passed away when I was 19, which was 15 years ago now, which is weird. And people, I live in the same community I grew up in because it's gorgeous here. Moved away from we love each other from a distance. We need a little bit of space. But so people still knew who he was in the community, and there's still those memories and that legacy. And so for me, that it's that piece at the end of my life, whenever that is, what would I want people to be saying about me at my funeral? Which maybe sounds a little morbid, but but really, it's like, like you said, it's what do you want to be known for, and what legacy, what thing do I want to outlive me, right? What message do I want to outlive me? And yeah, so it's that, again, it's intentional though. I have to daily go,
right,
because with health conditions, I don't know when's going to be a good day, when's not going to be a good day. But I can wake up every morning and say, today I'm going to be intentional in my relationships with people, in my actions, in my attitude, in what I'm doing, because I want it to outlast me.
Yeah, I think what's cool about this topic, we were actually talking about this with Angela Bradford on our previous interview, very similar discussion right now. But what's interesting is that there's this massive difference between thinking about it and thinking I want this, or I want to be this person, and then actually just being it, like right now, today,
which
right?
is why. So we recently did Rise Up, the Rise Up Challenge, and so they were talking about getting on other people's stages, and like, let's, as entrepreneurs, let's share this and move and pivot. And so with COVID and everything that's going on too, I've had so many discussions with people that are experiencing anxiety and depression that never have before. That it's like a different, I had a chemical brought on, like a chemical depression brought on from brain surgery, which is a whole other story, but that was then precipitated by the loss of my father. But I have conversations with people daily now that are saying, I've never had mental illness. I've never dealt with depression and anxiety. I'm a happy person. And now all I can think about is that my kids are going to die, or that there are germs everywhere. And it's this scared, fearful thing. And so finishing Rise Up, I was like, well, they did 23 days solid. After that, I was like, well, okay, I've got this message that I want to share of surviving to thriving, that yes, there's fear, and there are hardships, and there's job loss, and there's sickness, but you can still thrive through that. And so that was why I jumped into and I got a bunch of speakers from the Rise Up Challenge. So the timing was just like, hey, let's jump into this and just go for it. Yeah. It's
awesome.
Really exciting.
Well, I love your energy. I love your passion. I love your just that call to say, let's do this together, guys. We can do this, and to enroll and to involve community. And I think that's really important right now. And because I'm hearing stories, and I'm sure you are too. I mean, this thing is real. Like, guys, if you're watching this, anxiety, depression, it's not it's okay to talk about it. And there's a lot of kids that are going through this right now, and some are going through suicide. It's a real thing. We got to be aware, and we got to help people find their way through this. Because it's different for everybody. Some people are have no issue with this. They're crushing it. They're fine, and that's awesome. I want that for everybody. But there's others that just got dealt a bad hand, and they don't know how to deal with this right now. So
Mhm.
I love that you've come on tonight and done this interview, because people need to hang out with people like you right now and talk openly about this stuff.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I think about that too. And just, I'll give you another, I'm an example person. It just, because stories stick with you, right? For me right now, because of COVID, I normally have 4 different things that I do for pain therapies, because I deal with chronic pain because of my disability. 3 of those are not accessible to me because of isolation and uh, all of that. And I feel like no one would blame me if I just stayed in bed and kind of, checked out till this whole thing passes,
Yeah.
until whenever that is, whether we get a vaccine or whatever. I don't pretend to know the details stuff, but I also recognize that then I'm also robbing people, right? Because I have a story to share, and I have the ability to help people to climb that mountain and to thrive
Right.
despite any circumstances, including a pandemic. And if I check out, I'm not only robbing myself, but I'm also robbing them.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Love that you just said that. One of my first paid mentors taught me that lesson. Um, it the opportunity is there every day, and you make the choice if
yeah,
you would like it or not, because it if you want it to be, and if you don't, just understand it, the opportunity will go to
yeah,
somebody else.
yep,
Someone needs to step up and help that person over there today.
yeah.
So you make the choice if it's you or not.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, despite the physical pain, and because yeah, it's not easy what we're doing. Everybody has their, trial that they're in. But mentally, the space I'm in now is, I don't want to ever go back to where I was in that 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have to, yes, also share for others, but also for me. I know the things I need to do for my own mental health, um, even if, because right now I can't do anything about my physical health and the pain. But if I can keep this right, then I'm winning.
Boom. Oh, I love that. I love that. It's so true. If you can control this, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah,
Simple. Love
winning.
it. Winning all day.
Absolutely.
So it's May. It's going to be August. It's going to be December like this. And boy, will we have a lot to talk about with what happened in 2020.
Right?
But man, one for the ages. So where do you want to end up with this? So from what you've known and what you've gone through and how you're progressing through this, where do you want to be, end of the year right now, 6 months?
That's an interesting one. And I've been thinking about that actually since you originally asked me in pre-interview here. Where do I want to be in 6 months? I don't because of my health stuff, and I have so much energy in the day. I I don't necessarily have health or tangible numbers and, this amount of clients and this much money and this big of a business, because I just don't know what my health's going to do.
Yeah.
And so, but for just, if I picture what that is, I just want to be helping people. I want to know that I have clients who are progressing and climbing the mountain, and that my work is, that it's, people are getting it, and people have access to it, and whether, in whatever stage they're in. If you're climbing the mountain, if you're just at the bottom, if you're like, I'm almost at the top and I just need that extra little push, I don't care. I just want to help people move up the mountain. And I think if I can, at the end of the day, at the end of my day, when I go to bed, if I've helped somebody, that's all I need. That's all that matters to me.
Love it. Love it. Veronica, great to have you on the show tonight. I'm so glad that we could set this up and do this.
Me too. This has been amazing. Thank you.
For anyone that wants to learn more about you and how you're helping people right now, feel free to drop your website or information about your launch with all those 29 people coming up. If they want to find out more info, feel free to do that. Guys, check out Veronica. She's a great resource for right now, and as we go through COVID and learn how to be who we are, we think, and navigate this. It's important to have like-minded people that can support you. So, Veronica,
thank you so much for having me. This has been a pleasure.
Me too. Thanks for joining us. Good luck with your launch, and everybody, God bless you. Have a great night.